we set things straight. Good music you will appreciate. The people never tear down the gate. Oh yes, we are gangsta. No white things say we are prankster. Me a go deal with the matter. We a go deal with the proper. Cause we are dapper. We are gangsta. No white things say we are prankster. We a go deal with the matter. We a go deal with the proper. Cause we are dapper.
Wages. Despite these disadvantages, however, Jamaica is among the oldest and continuous liberal democracies in the world and is the first black democratic nation. We have a free press, a highly participatory civil society. We have a strong government and civil bureaucracy. We are ranked highly on many development indices and continue to be a respected voice in international affairs and a sought-after brand. Sought-after brand. Sought-after brand. As you listen to this message against the backdrop of current social and economic crises, I want you to situate yourself in the generations of Jamaicans who struggled with the troubles and challenges of their time. Remember how they persevered, kept the faith, and eventually overcame to leave us a legacy on which to build. We must honor their sacrifice by making our own sacrifice for generations to come. Your efforts in educating your children, saving, acquiring property, building your business, abiding by the law, and even the difficult and trying times we are experiencing will mean that the next generation, your children and grandchildren, will be better off. We will progress as a nation when each generation sees themselves as part of the continuum of the struggle for a better Jamaica.
Minister Morgan, who was speaking at post-cabinet press briefing this morning, sought to justify the raise following uproar by public sector workers and concerned citizens. Jamila Maitland reports.
100%, 150%, 200%, and in the case of Prime Minister Unholiness, a more than 250% increase in salary effective April 1, 2023. And by 2024, a more than 300% increase compared to what he was earning in 2021.
Give me that money. All your money. Give me that money. We want some money.
The announcement, which has been sending alarm bells across the island, the massive pay increase announced for the political directorate. Information Minister Robert Morgan, in justifying the figures, say they were arrived at by a decades-old policy.
The structure that was outlined many decades ago said that ministers of cabinet should be $53 above permanent secretaries. Permanent secretaries got a significant increase, which reached a particular level. We did not interfere with the structure that was operating for the last 20-odd years. So it's not a case where the government got up and said, okay, we're going to just give the ministers a massive increase. It is an increase that is predicated on the formula that has been accepted and used for the last 20-odd years.
That's not proof. It's still debatable, but it's a good piece of evidence.
But are the raises simply out of touch with the realities of the Jamaican society?
We're not celebrating an increase. The increase comes as part of a public sector transformation process.
Some unions are already criticizing the salary increases, comparing it to that of public sector workers like teachers, police officers, and healthcare workers. But Minister Morgan hit back, saying under the new regime, they too received increases. Now, he says greater pressure and scrutiny will be placed on the politicians to carry out their jobs.
The excuse of not being paid well is off the table. What needs to happen now, and the Prime Minister was very clear about it, is that MPs and ministers and I think on both sides of the aisle, now have an ultimate responsibility to demonstrate to the people of Jamaica, even more than they were doing before, that we're working for them.
Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
Following public outcry, Prime Minister Unholiness has given up his massive salary increase that would have seen his pay balloon to $28.6 million in April 2024. Instead, he will remain at his current salary of roughly $9 million and will not therefore receive any retroactive payments. Holiness made the announcement Monday evening in a lengthy press conference at Jamaica House, where he defended the salary increases for cabinet ministers and parliamentarians. However, the Prime Minister said he understands the sentiment that politicians should identify with the suffering of the people. Holiness also outlined that parliamentarians will not be subjected to job descriptions, a code of ethics, and must undergo training in parliamentary procedures. Last Friday, Opposition leader Mark Golding announced that he will be giving up 80% of his 240% salary increase that would have seen his pay jump to more than $25 million by next April to charitable causes. The huge salary increases, in some cases by more than 200% for politicians, have been met with widespread backlash since announced in Parliament by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark last week. JBN, we keep you informed.
When Israel was in Egypt, This is just retarded. Come on, man, let it go. You'll feel better.
Let my people go.
Oppressed so hard they could not stand.
Let my people go.
For down Moses.